Race number 31 of the Gatorade Cup Series, season number 12, heads to the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa for the running of the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Entering today's race, 4 drivers within a race of the points lead. With only 2 races remaining in this season, it is getting down to money time in terms of the championship. Keegan Thompson, one of our non-chasers, on pole for today's race. Beside him in second, the 48 of Nonigan Scott. Then in third place, it's Anthony Hernandez. Fourth place, Griffin Lynn comes in fourth in points with a shot at the championship if all goes right today. And rounding out the top 5, the 01 of Colton Yo. Starting in 6th place, Jay Jefferson. 7th, Roman Fenway needs every point he can get. Then Tommy Fletcher Jr. in 8th, Antonin Charlebois in 9th, and Colin Teague, the 00, rounds out the top 10. Back behind those, front 10, Williams here with the 45, and 2's outside the 29 of Keyshawn Richardson. Then there's the 38 of Anthony Fox and the 21 of TJ Hanley. Behind them, Bibby Ruiz and Conrad Evans in the 96. Then there's Max Rossi and the 2 of Luke Rainey, along with Eli Bright and Landon Lyons in the 66. Then there's Ko Luigi and Sebastian Kukulan in the 40, along with Jake Galloway and Jose Mills in the 15. Then there's Trey Rainey, enters tied for the points lead, and 2's outside, Evan Hunter comes in 3rd in the points. Then there's Jay Brando and Marshall Burrow, the 07, along with Riley Spurley-Tube and Jonathan Buford in the 99. Then Georges Tumbu also tied for the points with Trey Rainey, and Zachary DeLello to his outside. Then there's Ronan Curtis and Max Anderson, Michael Gregory the 9 and the 12 of Derek Hamill, Carter Friesen and Levi Shones, Riley Sampson and Jeff Bright, and rounding out the field, Diego Yepez and Scott Upton rounds out this 42-car field for the 31st Gatorade Cup Series race of the season here in Newton, Iowa. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
Car, you got me. Fired up.
42 cars rolling here at Iowa for the second to last race of the season, the Advanced Auto Parts 400. 60 laps around the 7/8 mile oval in Newton, Iowa. Griffin Lynn starts in fourth in points, 11 behind the points leader. So Tomo Tribony tied, Evan Hunter 5 points back. Who leads with a shot at the championship? Green flag racing in Iowa. DEI cars move forward on the inside. It's the 8th of Anthony Hernandez to lead the first lap here at Iowa. His teammate Yo up to 3rd, and then Roman Fenway to 5th in the 17. He and Anson Charlebois' teammate need a lot to go their way in these final 2 races to have a shot at the championship. Step 1, score more points than Trey Rainey. Evan Hunter, Georges Tumbu here today. They enter 16 points below the points leaders. If they can leave within 14, they have a shot at the championship come Homestead. Fenway now to 4th, getting right now 11 points. As Keegan Thompson wants to lead back from the 8th Hernandez in turns 1 and 2. He's down to the inside, and he'll clear off turn 2. The pole sitter back out in front here at Iowa. In 3rd right now, just watching that front 2 battle, Colton Yo as Thompson slides up, takes the line away from Hernandez. The 8 looks to cross under and does, but it's going to be Thompson to come off the corner and lead the 3rd lap, his first lap of the day. Antonin Charlebois not helping his teammate out, goes to the inside for himself. He wants that point to the bottom lane on Roman Fenway, side by side for 4th and side by side for the racing just in front of them. Hernandez dives into the corner deep. Thompson gets set up the racetrack just a bit. The 8 comes off the corner with the lead again. Hernandez back out in front. Charlebois clear for 4th. That brings Seaman to the inside for 5th. And Anthony Fox, another chaser, but not with a shot at the championship. Moving up on the inside, just looking for whatever he can get to end the season out on a high note. It's been a miserable chase for our season 10 champion Anthony Fox as Thompson back to the inside, back to the race lead for the 20 car. Yo right now just kind of riding there in 3rd. The front 2 really kind of separate themselves and did a great job of just trading the lead back and forth. They both go way up the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. Yo also up the racetrack from 3rd. That might allow Steven to have a run to the inside for that spot. Yo one keeping it for now, but I don't think Yo's car is as good as those front 2 in front of him, so I have to see if someone can get by for 3rd position. If they can then try and run down those front 2, we'll pull a decent gap over the rest of the field. Seaman for that 3rd spot through turns 1 and 2. Fenway back down the inside, digging hard. Back up to 6th, make it 5th. Looking for 4th now, Colton Yo. That is a point in front of him. That's the highest chaser points as Anthony Hernandez goes back for the race on Keegan Thompson. Fenway now for 3rd. on William Seaman just behind Fenway. Jake Jefferson's winner before the Gatorade Cup Series, leading back to Season 9 in that thrilling finish where the leaders right across the start-finish line. Jefferson had the Madness side-by-side Kukulon, claimed the victory that day. Looking to claim it here in Season 12. Thompson back on Hernandez for the racing. These two putting on a show for the fans, trading lead back and forth, but if they keep doing that for too long, these drivers sort out for third place. They might get up there and try and challenge those front two. Jefferson now to third. Fenway goes really wide, trying to get in front of the 45 and barely gets in line there. Fox to fourth, looking for third on Jefferson. Thompson wide from the race. Here comes the 8 of Hernandez. Hard on the gas, into the 20. Caution is out, coming back to the yellow. Thompson back in front in the 20 car. Colin Teague has crashed, along with Zachary DeLello. Those two torn up in our first accident of the day here in the Advanced Auto Parts Ford in Iowa. Teague and DeLello get the worst of it. Caution flag is in the air. And who pits and who doesn't? Is our race leader going to stay out while everyone comes in? Oh my. 8 of Hernandez staying out, while the rest of the field comes in. Some few staying out with the 8, but majority of these race leaders come in. So far only 2 have stayed out. The 8 and the 10. The 6 will stay out. The 31. Does anyone else stay on the racetrack? Looks like only 4 cars. 4 drivers have stayed out. The whole rest of the field is in, including race leader Keegan Thompson. Thompson will leave out in front. 2 tires on all these cars. They're gone and away. What's the pit stop for drivers like Trey Rainey and George Sotumbu? There's the 44 leaving. Where's the 18 of Trey Rainey? It'll be just a few spots behind him. So early yellow flag here in Iowa. Colin Teague involved with Zachary DeLello. They're going to try and get that car back going. This was a battle up inside the top 15, 3 wide off turn number 2. Colin Teague on the outside, Ruiz in the middle, Eli Bright down. Looks like Ruiz rubs off the 00 slow right there. He'll get up into him, spins the 00 down into the inside wall. Right here, a pretty heavy impact right there. Rear end and then to the driver's side. He comes back up the racetrack. I believe he's going to barely just kind of clip the 16 DeLello. There he is, right there, barely. Gets in the 00 and somehow, someway, he's able to control that car and keep it out of the door of Evan Hunter, who comes in third in points, only 5 behind the points lead. I think Ruiz just kind of got tight there, tried to get off the 00, couldn't, spin him down to the inside. Luckily for Teague, it wasn't contact with the front end, but right here, this was the major contact for DeLello, right into the 00's front end. Looks like they're trying to repair Teague's car. Don't know about how Zachary DeLello is going to be, though. So Keegan Thompson led them back to the caution flank. However, 4 cars stay on the racetrack. 5th on back came in for 2 tires. So now it'll be the 8 of Anthony Hernandez leading the way in the Advanced Auto Parts 400 at Iowa. 2 cars out after the first caution flag here in Iowa, going back green on lap number 14. The 8 of Hernandez leads it. DeLello, Teague both to the garage area. 3rd in points, Evan Hunter right now in the 38th position. Trey Rainey 25th. George Sotumbu 22nd as others try to claim points on them. Green flag the front, forcing out. That's the 8, the 10, the 6, and the 31. 5th on back, came down pit road. Keegan Thompson leader of them. They took 2 tires on that pit stop. And Griffin then all ready for the race in the 10 car. Down the back stretch, side by side with the 8. Remember, Lynn comes in with a shot at the championship, 11 points behind. If he can leave this race at Iowa with even more points, who knows how close it could be for Lynn, who's the Season 6 champion this year. The front 4 have gotten away. 5th on back with the fresh tires, not been able to gain so far. So maybe it was a good strategy call for some of these drivers. I just don't understand. Hernandez was up there in the front. He didn't really have to stay out. I would have expected people to stay out if they were at the back of the field, like the 6 of Freeze and the 31 of Sampson, trying to get that track position. But for Hernandez, who already had that track position, I'm honestly surprised he decided to stay out, but he's run the fastest laps of the race. So far, 21.382 last lap for Anthony Hernandez, who is now back out in front. Lynn trying to clear for 2nd and does battle for 5th. Fox to the inside, Thompson trying to shuffle the 20 out. Our poster are starting to fade back a little. Here comes Jay Jefferson, the 78 looking low in the 38 of Fox. They're trying to run down the front 4, who pulled away on the restart. Freeze it for 2nd and now for the race in turns 1 and 2. The 6 with a nice run to the inside. Where does Lynn in the 10 go? Door to door for the race lead. Back behind them, Thompson was putting Fox on the wall. They sort that out. Friesen to try and slide up. That'll be 3 wide as Lynn looks to the inside with a crossover. Friesen puts the 8 in the wall. They're both on the wall. 6 and 8 nail the wall. Hernandez now into the wall down the front stretch and loses all the ground. Look at the damage on the right side of the 8 car. Jefferson slid wide. The 8's still up there, though. Look at all the ground the 8 Fernandez has lost, and he's still losing ground with that right side damage. Thompson slides up the racetrack. Jefferson up there. They're making contact. Fox into the 8 car. And they're rubbing. Thompson and Jefferson are in the wall. Still in the wall. The 20 and the 70 around they'll go in front of the field. 2 of the top 10 are out. Does anyone else get collected in it right now? No. Thompson and Jefferson spin around. Yellow flag number 2. Lynn back in front of the 10. Sampson freezing. Fox emerges in 4th. Scott, Luigi up inside the top 10. Fenway and Charles doing what they need to do for their points. Where's Satomu? 18th. Trey Rainey 21st. No chasers separate them. Evan Hunter still trying to gain some spots. He's further back in the field. So another caution flag out. The 8 has spun around under the yellow. That could be some tempers flaring as the 3 cars that stayed out there now in the 10, the 31, and the 6. And the drivers that came in under that yellow, they're staying out on this one. So strategy calls here. Hamill's going to come down. The 8 will also come down. Remember, he got spun around, so I'm see who spun him. Caution flag out. Just about a third of the way done with the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Thompson and Jefferson both running strong. They get together off turn number 4. You have to wonder what the story was between these two. Keegan Thompson and Jay Jefferson running hard, running aggressively. Thompson's going to slide the racetrack, and it looks like he's going to slam doors with the 78 right here, coming off the corner. He'll hit him. I thought they're going to be able to sort this out, but you have to wonder, the 78 may be turning down to the 20. The 20 turned back up. You have to wonder if there was some controversy between these two, if there was some contact earlier in the race. But the 20 and the 78 just kind of collide. They get themselves into the wall. They spin both of them around right here. Luckily, they're up against the wall so everyone can get through on the bottom lane without any contact. But unfortunate break for 2 of the front 5. Keegan Thompson and Jay Jefferson both running solidly inside the top 5. They both come down pit road under that last yellow. But now their cars in the back of the field and with some damage. I mean, it was kind of a crazy few laps there. The 8 and the 6 got into the wall. Then the 38 almost got into the 8. And then right here, Thompson and Jefferson just get together. So some tempers flaring already early on here at Iowa. We're not even at the end of it. But what happened to Hernandez here is he spins around under the yellow. So right here, he takes the caution flag. Who's inside? Keyshawn Richardson. Oh, the 8 darted down. The 21 was down there. And Keyshawn couldn't lift it time. He tried to give the 8 room, but just couldn't. So that wasn't anyone's fault. It was just the 8 kind of just turned down across his nose. First, I thought that maybe there were some tempers involved, but that's not the case. So the cars that stayed out, they've come down pit road. That gives Anthony Fox at 38 the race lead. He's out in front now in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. A chaser leads the way. Lights are out atop the pace car, going green this time by. Lap number 24 is when we get the green flag. And Anthony Fox now out in front in car number 38. No cars retired from that. Levi Schultz now lapped down the 7 car, so issues there to Schultz's car. But the cars in the back of the field that pitted include Griffin Lynn, the 10. He's now 24th place as a few more came down behind him. Lynn now back to 24th after pitting. Remember, he came in 11 behind Satomu and Trey Rainey, but now they're both in front of him. Trey Rainey now up to 16th, Satomu 14th. Only 1 car separates them on the racetrack. At the front, Fox, Scott, Luigi, Richardson, and Fenway. That's the front 5, along with Anthony Charbois, Ruiz, Seaman, along with others like Fletcher Jr. and Yo. We're back green here in Iowa. The racetrack from the lead, Fox, but Luigi looks lower than Scott. Down to the backstretch for second goes called Luigi. Luigi trying to take that spot away, maybe even look for the race off turn number 4 of the race. Luigi looks low on Fox. He's down to the inside for the race lead to turn 1. He buries it to the bottom. Called Luigi. Pulls ahead, but still to his outside is the 38. Luigi to try and slide up and clear. He will. Cole Luigi out in front now in Iowa. Scott now for that racing, the 48 car. Down to the bottom, Anthony Charbois. He needs every point he can get, and those points come from winning this race. He gets 3 bonus points if he gets done here today. He needs them. He comes in 16 behind. The points that Satomu and Trevor built up, and they're both running pretty solidly here today. Scott now out in front of the 48. They'll be 3 wide for a second. Anthony Charbois takes it to the bomb in the 26. 3 wide to turn 1. 2 chasers, and then Cold Luigi. Charles Bois hug that yellow line. It makes it work on the inside. He'll battle for the race lead to turn 3. Now slide up Anthony Fox, give a nice run off turn 4 to look to the inside of the 26. But Charles Bois did a great job clearing himself. He's out front. Can he win and try and get himself into a championship spot? He goes wide through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Anthony Fox on the bottom. Can he get to the inside? He can't. Now creeping in at the back of this pack is the 44 Satomu. He's starting to reel these guys in. Like he's done all chase. He's been very, very solid. Satomu up inside the top dozen. Looking for 11th on Jake Galloway. And cars behind him, Trey Rainey just got by Eli Bright for 14th. 15th it is. And the 44 is passing chasers up here. That's what Trey does not want to see. He just passed chaser Keyshawn Richardson. He's going to pass chaser Roman Fenway as well. Smoke on the front stretch, but it looks like there's no yellow. We're still green. Oh, there might be a yellow right here, though. The 12 and the 19 are rubbing. No yellow, still green here at Iowa. How's Evan Hunter doing in the 43? He has not had a great start to this race. Right now running in the 27th position at the back of this field. Hoping for some more carnage here so he can gain some spots and hoping that involves some chasers. 3 wide right here. Lynn right behind it. Remember, he came in 11 behind the points lead. There's Trey Rainey trying to run down this front pack because he knows that 44 is gaining spots in a hurry. Now getting by the 38 of Fox as we're past the midway point in this race. Up front for the lead, some contact. Scott and Charles Bois to the outside wall hard. They both collide. They're into the outside wall. They're forward trying to get around. Round goes Yo. Into Ruiz, into others. Eli Bright spins around the 24. Evan Hunter's involved in the 43. Evan Hunter into it. How bad's the damage? And where's the 10 of Lynn? Did we see him miss this crash? He may have gotten away with it. He crosses the line in 20th. Contact for the race lead. Sends leader spinning and into the outside wall. As these drivers try to sort it out, trying to get it going. It looks like they're going to do that. They just have to unlap themselves. So some yellow fever here at Iowa. Who is the race leader? We don't know. Where is the race leader gone? Mills rubbing off Code Luigi. Mills the lap car. We have cars all over the 7/8 mile racetrack as Seaman was scored the race there, but he has issues in the 45. Smoking there for William Seaman. He's down pit road. As these drivers still try to sort it out, Trey Rainey and others trying to get their spots back. There's Trey. He has some right side damage in the 18. He's trying to just get some spots here. Cars trying to lap themselves, cars trying to get back into their positions. The race leader is now going to be the 42 of Code Luigi, and Satomu's worked his way up to 3rd in the 44. We'll go see what happened. Caution flag number 3 out in Iowa. A failed attempt to clear Anton and Charles Bois for not against Scott may just send the 26's championship hopes packing right here at Iowa. They get together both hard into the outside. Like, see that contact there. And now as drivers try to get around, they try to go low. They're going to slam together. They're going to be 4 wide. Yo, Ruiz up into the 48. They spin around front of the pack. Anthony Fox nowhere to go. He gets collected the 38. Fenway slams on brakes. He gets by. Trey Rainey the 18 slowing down. And somehow he escapes being collected as Eli Bright right behind him spins around. Lynn drives through the mess and gets by. But Evan Hunter's big contact comes in the form of the 6 of Friesen, who wallops himself right into the wheel of the 43 of Hunter. Another look at this. And then we have to see how close Trey Rainey was to getting collected in this. They almost had that sorted out. Look at Trey Rainey, how close it was. I'm sure a spotter was yelling at him right there because he Friesen running right into the wheel of the 43. But I'm sure Trey Rainey's spotter was yelling at him, hey, they're spinning behind you, get going. Obviously you don't want to fly into a wreck, but you also can't get run over from behind like what maybe happened to Eli Bright. Yes, Eli's going to get hit by his father, Jeff. Spin around, and Trey Rainey fortunately misses the crash. But I believe what happens here to Seaman is he had not taken the yellow yet. He's one of the few that have not yet taken a caution flag. So he comes back around. I believe he probably gets some contact here. It's from the race lead for Seaman. What has just been a season of heartbreaks where he's led laps to laps but has not yet found victory. Right here he's getting... Oh, he ran right into the 6 of Friesen. Oh my goodness. So that will shake up the running order once again. Code Luigi, the 42 out in front. We're going back green this time by lap number 37 is when we'll take the green flag. A lot more retirees from this one for sure. Jeff Bright will be out along with the 45 of Seaman. Freeze now a lap down. 36 cars left on the lead lap. Evan Hunter back in 24th, trying to salvage any points he can. Meanwhile, Satomu runs up inside the top three. Troy Rainey right now in 12th. Can he try? Does he have the car to get up here and challenge with that 44, who has gained points on right now? Satomu would be getting 12 points. Troy Rainey would be getting, let's see, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. It would be a 5-point swing in favor of Satomu. So it's Luigi, Fletcher Jr., Satomu, Galloway, Fox, the top 5. Charles has some damage. Keyshawn Richardson, Ruiz with damage. Burl and Fenway the front 10. There's Trey Rainey in 12th. We're back green here in Iowa. Trey has some right side damage, but it don't look significant compared to some of the guys around him. Down the back stretch. Here comes Satomu for second. That car has been stout here today. It's been so strong. Georgia Satomu for the race lead into turn 1. He's low on Code Luigi. Now that's Trey Rainey's teammate, Jake Galloway. Does he do anything? Down the back stretch. Galloway for third, but it is Satomu to clear and lead. Satomu leads in the Advanced Auto Parts 400. Anson and Charleway, even after getting to the wall, Scott, he's not done. Looking now for a top 5, gaining spots. This pack back here is slowed. I'm wondering if a yellow, yellow is out for the 4th time. You have to wonder who was involved. I don't really see anything that warranted a yellow flag there, but some issues. Looks like maybe the 07 of Marshall Burrell. He has some damage here. He's trying to get spots back. So yellow flag number 4 is out. Points leader Satomu back in front. 21 laps to go here in Iowa. And the driver came in time for the points lead. Satomu leads the way. Let's go see what happened. 4th caution flag out here in Iowa. Looks like maybe Marshall Burrell involved in this one. A spin through the grass will bring a halt to the action once again. Caution flag number 4. Fenway up into Burrell. Spinning down 07 sideways into the grass. Yellow flag comes out. Burrell actually crosses the start-finish line in 10th. So he gets that spot back as long as he doesn't come down pit road. So for Marshall Burrell, it is all fine for the 07. Just a spin through the grass. Nothing really hurting on that race car because of that. So will be a quick yellow flag here. Georgia Satomu with the 44. Out in front still. The Advanced Auto Parts 400 looking to keep that points lead and enter Homestead as the favorite for the championship. Green flag will be in the air this time by 17 laps to go when we take the green flag. For Georgia Satomu, it's gone perfectly so far here today. He'd be getting 15 points en route to try and claim a championship. No cars out from that. Still the same 36 on lead, but now Evan Hunter down in 34th. That damage obviously not great in the 43 car. He's just struggling trying to get whatever points he can, hoping that those in front of him in points falter in this race. Griffin Lynn right now running in the 18th position. Can he gain some more points, some more spots to try and maintain and keep touch with Satomu? So it's currently Giorgio leading the way. He takes off. What a massive jump for the 44. Yeah, he left everyone sleeping on that restart. And can they run him down now is the question. Galloway trying to maintain second, but Fox will get to the inside. Hillside up and almost hit off the 11. They will hit off turn 4. More contact. 3 wide. For second goes Cole Luigi, but the 44 pulls it with the lead. Galloway way up the track, up against the safer barrier. He gets off it. Anson and Charles down to his inside. Remember, Charles Bois, he needs to get every point he can, but Satomu running so well, it's going to be hard. 26 moving by the 38. Can Cole Luigi, Tommy Fletcher Jr., the teammates, run the race there? Satomu down. 42 wide, here goes 41 to the inside. Fletcher Jr. to second with 15 to go. Trey Rainey making no progress, still stuck in 12th. Still battling Chasers, Fenway, Yo, and Rando. He sees that 17 in front, but that 18 has just not been strong here today like the 44 has. That 18 has not been a great race car. And you can see it with how he's kind of struggling to get into these corners and getting off the corners. There's space in front of him, which shows that that car is slower than the others around him. It was not needed for Trey Rainey here today at Iowa. He needed to have all the speed he could to challenge with that 44, who currently has brought a very, very fast hot rod. But Anson and Charles Blanc moving up to second, trying to get to that 44. Charlebot is second. Trey Rainey shuffled high and might lose some more points. Yoa Chaser's by him, and J. Rando Chaser just behind him. Galloway goes wide, trying to get third away from Fletcher Jr. Some contact made for that spot. 12 laps to go in Iowa. Can they run the 44 down? Or does Satomo enter Homestead in a perfect spot to try and get this championship? Oh, Trey just lost even more spots. Lost it to Randall, now losing it to his brother Luke. 3 points down the drain for Trey Rainey right there. He needs to get them back. And maybe more. There's so many chasers in front of him, in between he and the 44, but look at this. Galloway for second, the 44 wide from the lead. Galloway's a runoff turn 2. Can Jake Galloway get there into turns 3 and 4? Can the 44 hold it? 10 to go this time by. Contact between Fletcher Jr. and Conrad Evans. For the lead, there goes Jake Galloway low and Satomu. To the inside, can he complete the pass on the 44, turns 1 and 2? He will. Galloway out front in Iowa. Satomu, can he cut back under? Oh, he couldn't. He had to stay high. That's going to allow Chaser Charlebot to the inside. Anson Charlebot is second. Satomu now back to third, even fourth. Here comes the 41 to the inside. 9 laps to go in Iowa. Anson Charlebot for the lead in turns 1 and 2. Fletcher Jr. looking for third, trying to get by that 44. Still, yellow's out. Caution flag number 5. Derek Campbell in this one. Galloway racing back around the race lead. Satomu's still high. He'll fall back to 4th. Galloway leads them back to the 5th caution flag. Satomu will be 4th. Trey Rainey now back in 16th. Caution flag again in Iowa. And we'll have an under 5 lap to go restart. Looks like Derek Campbell and Diego Yepez involved in this caution flag. Carnage here at the Iowa Speedway. Derek Hamill, Keegan Thompson. Thompson slides wide and will put the 12 into the outside wall right here, spinning him around. And at some point, I believe, yeah, 88 comes and hits the 12 right there. So a few cars involved in this one. Another quick caution flag. Re-rack and try again. Jake Galloway, the 11, a non-chaser, leads the way in the Advanced Auto Parts 400, race number 31 of the season. This will be the final restart of the day, no matter what happens on this restart. 4 laps are going to take it. Any yellow flag after this restart ends the race short. Jake Galloway leads in the 11. Yepez and Hamill both out from that crash. 34 left on the lead lap. Right now, Satomu runs in 4th. Trey Rainey back in 16th. You look at the points. Charlebot gets 12. Satomu would be getting 11. 10 to Fox. 9 to Keyshawn Richardson. 8 to Fenway. 7 to Randall. 6 to Rainey. 5 to Yo. And 4 to Trey Rainey. The point swing would be 7 points in favor of Satomu if it ended this way. Can Trey get any points? Can Satomu get points? Will he lose points? 4 laps to go here in Iowa. Green flag this time by for Jake Galloway. Charlebois with them along with Fletcher Jr., Satomu, and Evans. That's the front 5. We're back green in Iowa. Good restart for Galloway. Good restart for really everyone up here. They all stayed really well together. There goes Antonin. Charlebois for the lead. Satomu low for 3rd. Fox low for 6th, or for 5th on Evans. At the front, Antonin and Charlebois to take it away from Jake Galloway. Charlebois out in front. 3 laps to go. Satomu in 3rd. Can he try and win the race and enter Homestead with a perfect shot for a championship? He looks for a second on Jake Galloway down the backstretch of the race. Trey Rainey's trying to get a point off Colton Gill behind them. Satomu a little bit wider. Comes Tommy Fletcher Jr. 2 laps to go this time by for Anson and Charlebois. Fletcher Jr. with the run to the inside of Satomu. Tommy Fletcher Jr. buries it to the bottom of turn 1. Looking to get 2 for 1. Low on Anson and Charlebois down the backstretch. White flag this time by in Iowa. Satomu trying to get in line to have a shot for the win. Jake Galloway's going to fill the hole to the inside. Fletcher Jr. to clear and lead. White flag last lap in Iowa. 7/8 of a mile to go. What can Jake Galloway the 11 do? Through turns 1 and 2. Tommy Fletcher Jr. keeping the lead. Backstretch for the final time. Can anyone get to the 41? He'll go a little bit wider through 3 and 4. He'll maintain the gap. Off the final corner. Galloway with the run. It's not enough. Fletcher Jr. wins in Iowa. Tommy Fletcher Jr. gets it done in the 41. He wins the Advanced Auto Parts 400. So Tomo will be getting 11 points here today. Trey Rainey, he can muster a 14th place. He'll probably be getting about 5 points, and the point standings heading in to Homestead will be Georgia Satomu on top of Trey Rainey. Let's go see the finisher results known as a shot at the championship entering the final race of the season. Here's how they finished in this very chaotic Advanced Auto Parts 400 here at the Iowa Speedway. 5 caution flags for 20 laps here today. 17 lead changes, 11 different drivers led today in this race. And out front at the right time, Tommy Fletcher Jr. claims victory in the 41, passing Anson and Charlebois late in the going. Jake Gowie moves up to second, so close yet so far to victory here today. Third place to Anson and Charlebois, fourth place to Cole Luigi, and fifth place to Georgia Satomu. He'll get into the points now, leading the most laps today of 13. Sixth place to Keyshawn Richardson, Roman Fenway in 7th, Jay Rando 8th, Anthony Fox 9th, and Conrad Evans rounds at the top 10 in the 96. Chaser Luke Rennie gets 11th, Chaser Trey Rennie gets 14th, loses a sack of points to Satomu, but still goes into Homestead with a shot at the championship. Chaser Colton Yo in 17th. Those chasers all finished inside the top 20. We talked about at Pensacola how it was a bad time for chasers, if you were Georgia Satomu, to run really, really well. The same thing happened to Trey Rainey here today. Satomu did really well at Pensacola, but lost a ton of points because he was one of the worst chasers, even though a lot of chasers did well. Here today at Iowa, Trey Rainey gets 14th. In a normal chase day, that would maybe be, at best, maybe 10 points. At worst, you would think maybe about 7 points. But for Trey Rainey, he only gets 5 points here today. There were so many chasers up in front of him. You look at the chasers that finished inside the top 10. Anson and Charlebois, Georgia Satomu, Keyshawn Richardson, Roman Fenway, Jay Rando, and Anthony Fox. 6 chasers inside the top 10. 7 inside the top 11. 8 inside the top 14. 9 chasers finished inside the top 17 positions here today. So over half of the top 17 were chasers in this race. It was absolute insanity, and it was not a good day to be a bad chaser. You look down, Griffin Lynn on that alternate pit strategy never could recover. He gets 21st here today and falls out of a shot to race for a championship come Homestead. And then even worse for TJ Hanley, but even worse for Evan Hunter, who finishes down 34th involved in that crash. He only gets 1 point out of the day. If he had a chaser DNF, he could go in to Homestead with the shot at the championship, but now he's just on the outside of having that shot to battle for a championship. He'll enter 15 points behind. He needs to be within 14 points. So, oh so close for those drivers. Homestead will be a 2-man dance for the championship in the final race of the season. There are the points on the right side. Only 2 drivers with a mathematical shot at the championship. Georgia Satomu enters 6 up on Trey Rainey. Those two will go to battle for the championship at Homestead. Just on the outside of the margin to try and battle for a championship are Anson and Charlebois and Evan Hunter. They'll enter 15 points back, and they can battle for third in points, maybe even second in points if Trey Rainey has issues. So we'll have to see how those two do. That will be a good battle for third. Same with Roman Fenway, just 3 points behind them. Griffin Lynn only 4 points behind them, so that's a really good battle to be third in points, which while it's not a championship, still, you could say you finished top 3 in points. That's a lot better than saying you finished 4th or 5th in points. So it's going to be very interesting to see those battles play out and how it will all work out for those drivers who don't go into Homestead with a shot at the championship just because of the 44's dominance in this chase. I mean, look at the chase finishes. At one point, he was on a string of 4 straight highest chase finishers. Here, he's fallen off as of late, but now he gains it right back, getting the second highest chaser points here today at Iowa. It's been a perfect chase nearly for Georgia Satomu, but he and Turin are going to battle it out for the championship in the final race of the season. Race number 32 of the Gatorade Cup Series Season 12 heads to the Homestead Miami Speedway for the Krispy Kreme 400. I will see you guys then.